Hi, everyone. Welcome if it's your first time. Welcome back if you're taking the leap and attempting again. Just kidding. It's Metaphysical Mama. How is everyone? It is Monday, presently July 2nd or 12th, excuse me. It's 12th today. And just a little sage here. It's been a little of a interesting morning, however, here so far. I got up real early and I went to the gym with my daughter at like 4:45, 5 when we left, I guess. And so that was great. But there's, a lot of rocky stuff going on, hence the thumbnail I posted. It's kind of well, lots of demonic, well, whatever. Just I don't even like that word. It's just really fear, so much misunderstanding, so much unwillingness to listen and communicate. Um, the song that's playing right now, I just have like a mix going on. I just hit, what is it? It's the Millennial Mixtape. I just hit play. Backstreet Boys. I want it that way. So it's kind of like that, right? I kind of joke around often with the, Yahweh or Burger King, right? Like Satan likes the smell of fresh meat on the grill, right? And Burger King, all right, work with me here, right? And their phrase, right? Their logo or whatever have you is right, have it your way, have it Yahweh, have it Yahweh. So just kind of ha ha ha, but flame broiled. So don't forget to though. It's like I'll play devil's advocate always because again, a lot of people get angry and don't know how to handle, right? Ground their emotions, right? When we get hit with a wave, which is right, ocean, we have negative energy traveling up through our body, through our vessel. And it's getting hot as I'm right, the electrical surge coming up through. And that can rise our tides, just like the moon inside of us, right? If you have your natal chart done, your sun sign represents your physical birth and kind of like your ego, so to speak, kind of your identifier. It's like you have a license or an ID. Our ego, right, kind of be like the yellow sun too. It's kind of right, it represents our, I like this, I don't like that, this makes me afraid, right? Our thoughts, our feelings, and our things that make us right who we are due to our experiences that we've had, and our mental and our emotional states of being, right? Or and bear with me. And hi, whoever's here, and thank you for the lovely heart. um It's a lot of alchemy. It's a lot of master alchemy today. I'm going to say that. That's why I kind of put, it's kind of, if you see the like a mishmash of shit on the title and in the description. It's like, so it's like there's a lot of things all mixed up, which is very Neptunian. Kind of, if you think of like how this is swirly, right, or like a tie dye. So it's not quite so clear, right? It's not linear. It's not after the fact, that we've maybe named something, and facts aren't facts either, right? Right, as far as what we believe, facts or etc. to be. But Neptune can be very swirly, like dream state. So it could be like, ooh, and then all of a sudden it's like, ah, and it can be very scary. So from just like the waves going back to the ocean, right? Or what we have, inside when we have an emotion and negative energy, it's kind of like that's like Adam and Eve traveling up through the Garden of Eden, right? Coming up through our garden, up our left leg. It's like sneaking up all the time, and we don't really realize it's there until we become aware. And then we're like, oh, that's what that is. That's how come all of a sudden I feel one way, and then it's like, and then we get a rush of emotion, and it's like, what the hell is that? Right? Or we walk into a room or someone else enters space where we are, and we can feel our energy shift, right? That's marrying, right? Our bodies of water are mixing, alchemizing, right? So they're coming together, and everything's water. So on the grand scale of things, it's like that's how it's like we're all one. We're all part of one another. We're all breathing each other in. We're all eventually going to have, right, like a passerby of a thought, a wisp in the wind, something in the water, a spark to let us know that we're having either an epiphany, right? We're becoming enlightened. So it's like Lucifer, right? Like the spark gets lit inside, right? So that could be in our mind, right? In the mind's eye. It could be like in the gut. And then the gut and the mind talk, right? Just like the stomach and the brain. Like Pinky and the Brain. Remember that show? That just came up. So, where am I now? Sorry, bear with me a sec. We got Lady Gaga poker face. I think bear with me because this is again going back to the waves. I'm feeling that today. It's like, right, anything that man makes plans. And then as they say, like there's a saying, like, and then God rearranges them, or right, something of that nature. So that also represents our ego, right? And I also like, okay, just take a, there's all these different color crystals here, right? This is like our chakras inside, or the different jewels, right? If you look on like Gilgamesh, is it the Gilgamesh? Gilgamesh's chest, like those Sumerian tablets and what have you, they have like the tablet with all the jewels, and it's right on your chest. That's like all of us have those same things. It's like anything that you can see, say, in any ancient text, scripts, right? Religious texts, apocryphas, really anything, right? The word, when people keep arguing about who's right and wrong and whose belief system is, it's such a silly argument to me at this point. You know, me and my daughter were talking on our drive home, and it's like, right, we're all the same, say, blood family, but somebody describing us from the outside using our last names, which also actually are different, but right, but she's still right, same bloodline as me from the mitochondria, right? So, but it doesn't mean that we all have the same thoughts and perceptions and opinions and experiences and feelings. You can't just umbrella, right, our whole family into that's how they are. There may be some similarities that we all have, and in certain moments in time, sure, right? But we're all individuals. So it's just like it's like all the different families that we have due to our nature, right? Because the law of attraction is like attracts like. So in the cosmos, in the consciousness, how we're created before our physical form, right? we travel together, like row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Right? So we've been all dreaming together, and then we're all gonna have to. It's like if we can all pick what class we're gonna all, you know, what electives everybody wants to take in school, right? Everybody's gonna, or like, what is everybody, or at camp? Who wants to do, right? Like archery? Who wants to do arts and crafts? Who wants to have like quiet story time? Right? Who wants to play in the kitchen and create something for everyone to eat? Right? Um, who wants to play musical instruments? Who wants to write their own story? So getting back to any form of scripture or written word, or really past verbally, but right, any any words are made so they exist on some level or another, right? Because we made them up. We called something, a person, place, or thing, something. Alicia Perez. Oh, I love you. I'm so happy you're here. Or I don't know if you're still here, but oh, I'm happy to see your name. Um, aw, huge, huge hugs to you and the fam, Mama. So, get me off my wave a little. um, so anyhow, I guess pretty much is what I'm saying is be patient with yourself. Keep riding the waves. They get rocky and then they get smooth. It's like having a baby. We go through these, right? These are the labor pains, right? Of the feminine, the divine feminine. So we're going to get hit with, it's like my uncle's picture right here. It's all nice and calm water. And if anybody ever watched like uh deep fishing and whatnot, and I've been on them boats, you go out on the boats like, oh, it looks all nice and lovely. And then it was just 12 minutes, 21 seconds in as I said that. And then all of a sudden, yeah, Mother Nature opens her big mouth up and she's like, rah. And you're just getting tossed around like a little bottle cap. So it's like, oh, okay. So it goes back to the whole like saying, and like AA uses the saying, we have the steps as far as that, say congregation or sector or whatever dimension you want to call it. In AA, it's like the first step, right? And Jacob's ladder, or the steps to getting, say, maybe to say heaven or your balanced place, because heaven can be heavy, very cloudy, right? It has to do with the atmosphere. So don't get swept away or rocked to sleep, so to speak. My phone just fell down on my other one as I said that. Funny, huh? Don't allow yourself to get too caught up, like I said, in the words that we right that we've believed for too long. Because in the middle of the word believe, right, there's a lie in the middle of every word. BELIEVE, right? So we don't want to live a lie. It's like, okay, that's the name of something, right? Like, don't judge a book by its cover. Like right now, I have the Kaiser is the book I have easiest in my hand to grab, right? So, and it's just so we can't judge this book at all. It's just really right. I mean, we can absolutely. There's like, yeah, the Kaiser, miser. So don't judge a book by its cover, right? I can't understand this book or anything in it until I right have a look see and see what I see. Here, let's see. Actually, I opened up to a page. The Kaiser's attitude to art and science. Sometimes we see like, okay, let me just read. I don't know what I'm going to read. Anyhow, I opened to page, well, first off, I opened to page 240, but it bumped me back to 216. So if that means anything number-wise, 216, which is 679. And the chapter is 64, which 6 and 4 is 10, and 6 is right, 6 carbons, 6 protons, neutrons, electrons, right? Number of the beast, 666. 6 equals physical form, and 4 is for foundation, and 6 and 4 is 10, and 1 and 0, right, is masculine and feminine, or no beginning, no end, or balance, positive and negative, right? Lots of different things all these things mean. That's why we don't want to get rocked to sleep. It's like we want to expand. Jupiter is about expansion. Excuse me. So we want to expand. We want to allow expansion, right, of our interpretation of ourselves, of how things are, of what we expect, right? Great expectations. That's a big one today. I gave someone, another person, right? I'm going to say homework. And the homework was, if you would like to apply it to self as well, right? It's like the subtle differences between words. So hope, wish, dream, maybe not so much dream, idea, expectation, and faith, right? Allowance for time and space. Having faith and allowing time and space for my own energies to calm my own waters, my own anxiety within myself that I feel, right? When something is making me nervous, right? Now, something could be I have bills to pay, I can't pay. My kids want something and I'm not sure, right? I'm lost to my house. I can't pay my bills. I can't pay my rent. My, significant other is, I think, cheating or, right, not being honest with me about something. Or my children or another family member or something, right? Whatever that may be. Sorry about that. Like that. Also, when somebody else's, see, we live in a codependent alcoholic nation. Like, I hate to say, but that really is the definition of America, right? Because very, very emotionally unstable, very, right? Because of, right? Because we're not stupid. It's just the unawareness of, right? It's like once we connect the dots, things will start to feel a little bit more calm and not quite so chaotic and scary. Because it is scary. I really understand how scary it can be. I'm right along with you in the freak show. So it's like we're slipping all over shit and or mud, and you don't even know if it's shit or mud. And at this point, sometimes you're like, you don't even care. You just want to get through it, and you'll worry about getting clean after you get through it. It's like, just get me, right? You just want to keep on making it through. But at the same time, not allowing that anxiety and fear to override, right? Override me, override us. So we want to acknowledge it, because otherwise we'd be ding dongs, right? I mean, it'd be like, yeah. So it's good to acknowledge something that may be scary or harmful to us, or it could just be, right? Like, I could get scared when a bug creeps up on me, and I even though I'm trying so hard, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be more brave, they still scare me sometimes. A lot of the time, they still scare me. Or I still sometimes I still kill them. I still do, and I'm sorry. I have to apologize. That's like I have to, right, because it's like we shouldn't kill anything. I won't kill them outside. I'll never, you know. But sometimes if it's in my and it's like like a roach or like a yeah, so it's like yeah, I'm not yeah, I don't want that in the same yeah, you know. So I can definitely be guilty for that. But I'll also say I'm not like an advocate. Like I don't use like aerosol, like bug spray and all this chemical and like rah, I'm gonna get bored. My like I try to find natural remedies or what have you, or just kind of find the vibration that's going to deter something from reoccurring if I notice something has entered into my field, my field of frequency in some manner or form. So the Flying Dutchman. Sorry, I'm looking at this book as on Dolls Avenue. Neptune Fountain. To him was entrusted the Neptune Fountain. Persona grata. Persona grata. Sculptor was at the time persona grata to His Majesty. To him was entrusted the Neptune Fountain, the subject of much sarcastic comment, and also the statue to be erected to Wilhelm the Great in front of the Schloss. Sorry. Schloss. I should be able to pronounce that. Schloss. Badly cited, badly pronounced. I'm sorry. I apologize for that hacking, butchering. Badly cited with its wild lions and its sprawling allegorical figures, it entirely failed to express the modest character of the old monarch. I don't like that word old either. See, it's just kind of like it's not even judging things. It's like we're flipping like a pancake. That's where we're making change. Fuck a dollar bill, y'all. And I know money important. I know money and things, right, is also part of currency. But you have to have a word of gold in order for yourself to have some kind of credit system that's valid and has any weight, worth of weight to it. Otherwise, it's just like a fart, a bag of air that smells. And who the fuck wants that? Right? So, sorry, excuse my French, but yeah, it's like enough with the, again, right, the thumbnail with the bull donkey, with the bullshit. It's like just, yeah, everybody has to be accountable. So that means, that's what I was saying too, also, right? It's like alcohol and codependency go hand in hand. Alcoholism and codependency. Because you could never have an alcoholic drink in your whole life had to drink of alcohol and be like, I'm not an alcoholic. Okay, but your behaviors and due to the nature that we're still cleaning bloodlines and it runs probably in your blood, right? Except, right, a very few. Yeah, you do. And it's important to acknowledge that so you can clear that energy or at least acknowledge it so you have a balance awareness. Because if you're denying it, you're not balancing it. You haven't looked the other way. It's like only looking one way before you cross the street or drive out into where you're an intersection. You're just gonna look one way and then be like, oh, it's fine. It's like, no. You gotta look both ways, right? And generally more than once. It's like left, right, left. It's like we turn our head a few ways, look before we go. So if we just go off our first idea or our first thought, an idea, they could be great. Totally. However, we have to first bring them back on home, bring it back home, back to home plate, and allow ourselves to make sure that's the right thing to do in this now moment. Or should we build more upon that? Or did we just have to bring that energy back in so it wasn't running around outside of ourselves like little demonic spirits? And then we're saying, oh, that's not ours. It's like, hold on, no. Have you done your checks and balances? Because if you haven't, you have a lot of Adams and Eves and demonic Cain and Abels running all over the place, killing each other. And yes, you do. Huh? Parquet putter. Yeah. So yeah, it's just like a matter of applying. And that's where metaphysics comes in, or like Einstein's theory of relativity, because it's like find where you can relate. It's like you have to balance your checkbook every month, or we don't do checkbook every month maybe anymore, but right, your accounts, what's ever coming in and going out, and etc. Which I suck with like the first 1, 2, 3 steps. That's I fall right off the ledge. So it's like, and then I'm just swimming around. So I'm still I got my blind spots and my super quirks, but the thing is I don't give a fuck. I enjoy, right, like going through life's experiences, and when does it feel good when I'm going through something scary? Hell no, it's scary. But do I feel fucking awesome after I make it through it? Yeah. And then do I feel even better if I can help somebody else get through that so that they know that they're not alone? That's like right there. That's beyond fucking gold, right? There's no price that you can put on that. That's priceless. And it's a memory that we have forever that maybe we don't remember all the time, but everything always come back to its original source. So at some point in time and space, it will be remembered. And see, there's where I got to. The elephants never forget. And that's on the thing too. See, there's always a reason I get guided to put, and I'm like, because even before I was on here, I get real stuck in like overthinking and overanalyzing, and they're not gonna like this, or I'm not gonna, why am I doing this? And da 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 da. And I'm like, oh my God, it just took like an hour or 2 hours writing, right, or doing, and then I get like nothing. I feel like I get nothing done. I have nothing to show for stuff a lot of the time. So as I was saying, I get stuck, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's 12, 12 right now as I'm saying that. I need to learn how to dance. Right. So it's like, yeah, it's like great. It's different if you just are dancing freestyle, just dancing, or if you're dancing the salsa or the merengue or the right, the freaking whatever dance move or dance, right? I see I can't, my brain just went to mashed potatoes. Whatever label, whatever, kind of dancing you could think of, ballroom, waltz. There's different steps, right? Like all the different yeah, hip hop and break dancing, and oh my God, there's so many different, right? So they're all different categories. Um See, when I try to think, it's over. Wow. When I'm just allowing myself to coast around. That's how, okay, so like our human, that goes back to the ego too. So it's like overthinking, overanalyzing. I thought, put it that, it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna be like, I don't really, all everybody wants is to be loved and accepted. There's none of us have the ability to communicate properly a lot of the time, or we're afraid because we're afraid we're not going to be accepted, or if we're vulnerable they're going to hurt us again, right? So, and those are total natural and valid feelings, and especially if it's like that's our animal instincts. If we're around something, someone, someplace that right makes our hair stand up a little in a right, it's like our antennas go up. It's like, yeah. Or somebody says something, but their lip service and their body language and their vibration ain't fucking matching what's coming out their freaking lips. Devil. devil energy. And they'll look you right in your fucking face and lie to your face. Don't forget this, right? Because we're dealing with spiritual and psychological warfare. So as crazy as a lot of us seem, as like we don't care. I don't care. I know a lot of us don't care. We'll look crazy. That's like an Alice in Wonderland. We all mad here. Whatever. We're not sticking to, right? You stick to something, you get stuck, you get stepped on, right? It's that bugs still get unfortunately swatted at, right? People still kill people. I mean, it's like there's the like trading. It's like, people are fucking buying organs, human trafficking, kidnapping children, right? The government and the gangs are fighting, which is typical. And honestly, like in the Haiti situation, I don't want to get too into that. So please always take what resonates on my page and leave the rest. And please don't get all obsessed and like, again, if acknowledge those feelings, and I don't really have a problem with you having thoughts and feelings. Obviously, you're going to, that's natural. But however, please do not, if I even have comments on the like YouTube and all that, don't leave negative shit, because that's just showing that you didn't allow that time and space right before you decided to write something. It's different when we're just channeling and allowing shit to flow. Well, half the time, honestly, it's not, and this isn't justifying. It's just, listen, that's why I try to always like say, always take what resonates and leave the rest, right? Don't shoot the messenger. It's like turning on the TV. You could change the channel, right? So as the TV channel or YouTube channel or radio station frequency channel operates, so do all of we, right? Or how our Bluetooth operate with our phone, or how our phone number or our email is specific to our IP address and our person, and they all connect, right? Even when we're talking without our phones on and what have you, right? AI, Siri, Alexa, satellite in my eye are all listening. Everything gets passed through the waves, right? Puff, puff, pass. I mean, that's another thing too. When people argue about like, I invented that, or I had it's funny. I had a title ready to go the other day, and then one of the listeners that I listen to and absolutely love literally wrote like the same freaking title, and that happens a lot with stuff. But then I felt like I was like, I'm not, and she probably doesn't even watch me, but out of like, respect and whatever have you, I didn't feel right, even though I know I had it up there before and waiting. It's like, it's kind of like, right, she got to the piece of cake first, so that's okay. I can just, no big thing, right? So, but that also doesn't mean that that's what I'm going to always do, because sometimes I'm going to be guided to just, right, leave it. It was like justice will be served or something. So, and that's like, again, that's not like I'm sure a lot of us got that message within the last, it was like last week, or within the last, I don't know, not even quite week, 5 days, since like last Thursday. So, right, it's like we're all channeling, is what I'm trying to say. And maybe if you have any recollection of having a moment where you had something you saw or somebody said, or you felt or dreamed or heard or got that vision in some manner, right? Justice will be served. It's like we're all tuned in Tokyo. We're tuned into the same collective, right? And that doesn't mean all the time. It's like sometimes we may start out listening to the same tune, and then I'm still listening to something, and then you guys are like, I'm gonna go listen to something else now, or I may decide to. It's like, that's totally cool, right? We want to have freedom to be able to be our creative, natural, intellectual selves and have the freedom of movement without being threatened, given ultimatums, told that we have to do ABC and jump through these flaming rings of fire and then climb through the underground, get sucked through a tunnel of sewage, spit back out of a whale's belly, eaten by a dragon, stepped on the foot of a freaking alien, and then here comes, right, Godzilla and the Smurfs, right, to finish us off. All of a sudden, the Smurfs, our friendly little blue Papa Smurf, turned into a giant octopus with one eye and cut his arm off and calls himself all kinds of things. Rumpelstiltskin. Anyhow, I'm just kind of. Anyhow, I'm gonna have to get into that Kaiser bit, yeah, a little bit more. I'm gonna grab a rune. A rune. Oh, I like that one. So I'll put him right there for now. Maybe he want to sit that way. Oh my goodness. I really haven't been working out like I should be. I've been in the spiritual realm way too much, so much energy and time going into, right, yeah, being still physically so that I'm able to be a clear channel and have discernment. Even though, right, we're going through certain things, it's like, right, again, picking your battles wisely and allowance for people to learn their lessons too. I can't, going back to great expectations, expect, because we're all teaching when we're always student and teacher at the same time. I can't expect somebody else to know what I know unless, because we're going through that right now and it can be very frustrating. Just like having children, having a child, right, that you're learning to have them tie their shoes, right? And you're trying to get out the door in the morning and make breakfast and make sure you got them lunch. And do you have enough gas in the car? And if it snowed, is the car cleaned off? And if there's traffic, do we have enough time extra? Which, whatever. I'm just making extra, right? So I made too much extra. See, lost my train of thought. So when we're tying shoes, the frustration of maybe learning how to or do math homework, our own, or help our children do theirs. So everybody processes numbers different in their head. So it's like blah. Sometimes we can understand it, but it could be very hard for us to verbalize or describe. For me, it is. When I'm trying to teach somebody sometimes that doesn't maybe work well with, right, numbers or rhythm vibration how I do. Right, we all again have different ways that we process or see, right, different perspectives which give us different perceptions, and then mix that with our emotions, experience, thoughts, right, fears, our gut instincts, all these other things. That's alchemy. That's master alchemy. The different thoughts and feelings that we have within that occur within our vessel or jump out and become scattered and fragmented, right? So and then allowing, right? It's kind of like nail file, filing your nails or sanding wood. And don't forget too, there's air, water, air, fire, earth, wood, metal, Mercury. Mercury actually fifth element that we're alchemizing, like in the occult and what have you. Where, yeah, right, like the movie Fifth Element. And most only go by air, water, fire, earth, right? But then there's also like the what is that called? And it's like red, black, green, blue, I believe. And that shows like, right, that's like, again, your gut is a different nervous system. The stomach has a totally different nervous system than the body, right? Than the central nervous system. Different systems. Okay. So the gut, right? Like the sun. And then the sun is like your belly button. And then you got to go down in between your legs, right? Holy, 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 where the cherubim sing, right up your butt crack, where it splits, right? Two moons. And then, sorry, we have the Cthulhu eye right in between, right? Now you're, sorry, right? Your Uranus, your Highness, Uranus, right? Your booty hole, the booty, is also kind of, it's a central nervous system. It's a nerve center, I'll say, right? Which is also connected to the pineal, or it could be disconnected. One could be connected and the other could be, right? It depends on who you are and what's disconnected. Everybody has a different blind spot, a different element that they're, right, incorporating, or a different, whatever have you, whatever word works, vibration, frequency, right, that we're incorporating within our fields of consciousness, or awakening to awareness, right, grander awareness of, right, Christ consciousness, or just ascending at a different, doesn't have to be Christ consciousness yet. It could just be, right, again, acknowledging the polarity and different varying degrees and colors of such nature. We have black and white, like yin yang, positive and negative, and they have to have balance, just like sun and the moon, right? Pulling the tides from the earth and all that, right? Constantly doing a dance. So everything, the one constant is motion, change. Everything is in constant motion. So let's see. Ha! Breakthrough. That's what this means. And it is supposed to be this way. So, excuse me. Wait a sec. Yeah, this way. Yeah. It floppied. It's supposed to be that way. I apologize. So breakthrough. Break on through to the other side. And see, that's why it's like, remember Bill Cosby back in the day? I think it was Bill Cosby or Eddie Murphy. Push, push, push. He did that whole skit. Oh, Lord. That was funny. And I don't want a house burger. I want McDonald's. So that could be, that's a lot of what's going on now too. See, there's a reason that came up too, right? Oh my goodness gracious. Right? It's like, listen, we love you, pioneers. We're very grateful. Masons, men, women, all that have, right, paved ways before us in other ways too, physically, mentally, material, right? We all have different places we come, and a lot of them, right, aren't aware that there's, right, beings that are here that existed before they did. Right? So, and that's okay. It's like, it's all right. We don't have to be like, "Da, da, da." However, it's like a parent, right, knows their children, or that they have children, or that something is a, right, younger generation, or that something came after them, so to speak, right? And when in doubt, ask for clarity, because this all can get very confusing, because we've all believed a lot of things for, right? Like somebody that is an elder to you in physical life right now, you could be way older, right, as a soul. You're here as an ascended master, so you came specifically to help humanity raise the vibration with, of Gaia and Mother Earth, and, right, with Mother Nature and the Universal Father and the gods and the light workers and the grid workers and the humans and mankind and humankind and Anunnaki and Dracon. Every this is galactic ascension, galactic cosmic ascension. Animals, insects, plants, every single thing is being affected, right? We have coronal mass ejections, which is like solar flares, but that has part to do with it. It's like that we're getting hit with massive gamma rays. Schumann resonance has been spiking for a long time. you're not familiar with these terms, look into them, so you have, right, again, a broader spectrum to look upon, right? Kind of like an invitation to dream. This was a gift to me from a super, super, super cool, I'll say, what shall we all even call ourselves anymore? Entity beings, best friends, and sometimes, right, ones that also know when we need to take a break, or, again, sibling, I don't know, rivalry. Sometimes people get angry. We all do. Let's see what this says. And we all have a right to, or get afraid. Again, it's just about accountability and acknowledging and putting things back and stopping with the, if everybody would just chill, like, that's what we were going back to, actually. Yo, mamas have a hard time, right? Also, it's like we don't want to tell our kids necessarily what to do. We want to allow them time to grow and learn who they are. But also, right, you bring your child somewhere and they keep misbehaving, and it's like, don't embarrass us like that, right? Like, don't you dare do that. Don't be like, have some respect, right? Not don't you dare, but more have respect. And but if it's a constant thing, I'm saying, right, it's like, you try to bring your child some, and then it's like, oh, and then they act out and they're like throwing things. I'm talking about more of an extreme thing. It's, looking for attention when they're already getting it, but then they still want more, right? The disease of more, the mores, which is, again, that goes into codependency and alcoholism, these behaviors of, right, survival and war, which is just what we're all coming, out of gradually together. Some are more, right, Mars like, Aries, Capricorn. I say Aries because when I say Aries, I think of Mars, like but I go back OG, I guess, because, and then see, Capricorn is like Mars now, but they're like physical, like a lot of our, right, it's like, be patient, because a lot of our say soldiers and men and etc., it's like, if you have to fight and you're in a war, you can't be like, okay, what's everybody want for dinner, and let's put on cozy socks and have pillows and a comfy blanket and cuddle and make like s'mores, and right, it when you're a soldier or a warrior or been in, right, the matrix, the soldier program, that it's very difficult to, first of all, calm the mental space that gets rented in the head, right, of the repeating something. Anything can trigger, right, a memory or something that's, right, not so. And if I'm triggering anyone now, I apologize, and I'm just sending you like peaceful vibes, right, zen, clarity, calmness, because them repeat records can get real motherfucking loud, right? So if anything, as, right, we the people, if we really give a fuck and care, it's like, put your heart out there and just mentally, emotionally, right, in a grounded manner with clarity, just send a calm like, oh, I appreciate, I'm grateful. Right? You got a friend. You're not alone. And sometimes we can't, physically be around those people sometimes because they can have a lot of damage and be very dangerous also, because we never know what could set someone off. And that's really where we're at in like society anyway. I mean, it could be like anybody in any costume, right? Don't forget, Set tries to set up Osiris. So that means they don't want you to come to Christ consciousness. So anyone with fear that they're not right, or that they're right, or that you may leave them and abandon them, may try to set you up. They're doing it to me now. They always are. And I just had an incident this morning before I came on here. It's like when we extend ourselves, then people just expect, and then people just think they have a right to talk to us and or make threats or, you know, again, act a freaking fool. And it's like, you know, my response to it was I allowed a lot of it. And then it's like, you know what? I can't believe you're even talking to me like that right now. Great. Because it's like, I don't even have to do any A, B, or C for you. Do it yourself then. Your threat. It's like I got threats and ultimatums and right again, and be careful because they like to pull anything out. They got their fingers crossed. They're playing right like, oh, Lady Gaga before poker face, right? They're playing poker, but they're holding a joker. And like a 2 and a 5 and a 9, and they ain't of the same suit. Maybe they got a pair. And then they play willful ignorance. Or they, okay? So then a lot of people use the term narcissist, empath, sociopath, and they're valid. However, getting deeper beneath the surface of those definitions, so to speak, because that's where we really have to get into the nitty gritty of stuff. It's beneath the surface of the water. Not, right? Again, like you can't judge the book by the cover. So it's not just ABC and that's the recipe. No. It doesn't work that way. So this is where we have to slow down and remember to breathe. It's okay. Allow time and space for processing rather than trying to kill it, beat it, change it, alter it, right? Jump before we, again, jump. Daddy Mac can make you jump. And that's right, the God's from the Bible. So, and again, I ain't bashing nothing. It's just have awareness. Jehovah and Yahweh are those two. So again, going back to the butt cheeks. Sorry. We're right, it's split. So we have two cheeks, right? Blue moon. Encasing another, sorry to get descriptive, and right? Nervous system, which is also connected to the pineal gland or the crown chakra. I'm actually getting, yeah, and the earth star chakra too. So even higher because they're not up in the atmosphere in the astral plane, right? That's 4D. And that's different than the etheric realm. All right, so I'm gonna actually read this, and then I have some obligations I do need to take care of. So let's see, it's number 22, and it's on page 135. Breakthrough Transformation Day. Just like Dagaz, Dagaz. Be able to take a picture. Be able to. Here's the final rune belonging to the cycle of initiation. Woo, woo. Oh, it's so good. Big loud truck going by too. It's like, oh. Drawing Dagas, excuse me if I'm not saying that properly, often signals a major shift or breakthrough in the process of self-change. A complete transformation in attitude. Woo, woo. 180-degree turn. For some, the transition is so radical that they are no longer able to live the ordinary life in the ordinary way. Welcome to awakening if you have not yet entered the realm of the dark night of the soul. It's like once you see, you can't unsee. Right? So it's like, then it's like, oh, it's all, yeah. But it's not like, oh, you don't never, it, I don't mean it like that. No. It's just you can't go back to like, right? You can never go back. Well, it's like, why would you go back to like third grade, right? If it's like I can think about, I can go back to it in my mind and like be like, oh, I remember how I, right? So in hindsight, but I'm not gonna, right, go back to third grade. So it's like that. Like once you've completed a mark, once you've made it past a certain point, right? It's like in a video game. Once you make it through that level, you know, it's like, of course, you can always play again. That's what reincarnation is. Right? But we're going into a different, we're rebirthing the new earth now. So we're actually going through the death and rebirth cycle within our physical human vessel. That's part of, that's what the virus also, they use the word virus, and I'm going to say it, but that's all, that's like the sleeping atom. Here I have Adam right here. Right? So it's like the atom that is, Eve put Adam to sleep. So really, he ignores his feelings. So he's just all up in his head. And then while everything else is going down under, like on a different level or whatever. That's something I had written a long time ago. Funny, I just pulled it out though, right? Anyhow, so, but, got distracted. Gilgamesh. Let's see what else we got here. You can have a take a look, see at that if you like. Water World or Blue World. Blue Katina, Hopi Prophecy, Uranatia, Gaia, Earth, the Cosmic Family, Otter of the White Dove, Pleiades, Universe called Avalon, Red Kachina, Purification, Fire Cleansing, Kalagastia, Anunnaki, Mount Pir Omar Gudru, Mount of Salvation, with a question mark, Mount Nasir plus Mount Namush, Anuma Alish, and Utnapishtim. And I know those, I don't know if I'm pronouncing them proper, but Gilgamesh, that's why I mentioned that earlier too. So those things are, right, floating around collective conscience, if that means anything, right? Cain, Abel, that's our first negative thought. Well, that's mixed with a feeling that can get spit out. That's why, but if we don't pay attention over here to Set, then he's going to start feeling ignored, has y'all to bath, and he's going to be like, that's it, right? That's like Jabba the Hutt or the big jolly green, not jolly green giant, jolly giant. Enoch can be, is more like the jolly green giant. Ho, ho, ho. Green giant. Pun intended. with good humor and love, but yeah. No buts about it. Getting back to the butt, on the butthole and Uranus. So yeah, the moon's on either side, right? The cheeks on either side of the hole. And again, then your mouth, what goes in your mouth goes in the gut and out the butt. So holy, holy, holy. Our mouth, navel, native cavity, right? Where's the nativity? Where's Jesus in the manger? Or where is the boy who looks after the sheep? Under the haystack, fast asleep. So these things are all like, it's like the different names that they use for gods and stuff, and different names of beings, and say stories, whether it's Shakespeare. Now, you know, Francis Bacon wrote Shakespeare as well as the King James Bible. And King James Bible is 5 books of Moses, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moses brought 10 commandments to humanity, to human, right? But there's 42 laws of Ma'at. Wobbly, wobbly, wop. 42 laws of Ma'at. Right? And divine and universal law and the law of nature is, right? Who was our president? Trump. It trumps, right? The cards they're pretending to hold in their hands. You know what I'm saying? I'm a choker. I'm a smoker. And yo, hey, let me also please say on a real note, just be sure to do your clearing work and pay attention to your gut feelings and use your discernment. Again, like crossing the road. So if somebody's making you feel icky and uncomfortable and you're getting the vibration of like, yeah, sometimes it can be a being that's really close to you. And it's like, yo, I'm getting these crazy. It's like, right, it becomes a nightmare. Allow that time and space to pass. Okay. It's like being spun around on a merry-go-round with mirrors in the dark, right? And sometimes somebody may turn a light on, so then it's like really scary because then you're seeing these space, right, different faces, and then it's like, and then they, so, right, this is where in God we trust. You have to go inside of self. Here, let me just bring this up, right? Another beautiful gift from my friend, sister, Mister. What's that from? Mister. Happy Gilmore. Oh my gosh. So that's coming up. Happy Gilmore. Price is wrong, bitch. Absolutely. We ain't no fucking sellouts, motherfuckers. Easy to be a sellout, ain't it? Easy to be bought. Easy to bribe somebody else or pay somebody else off. That's easy. And sleazy. But hey, that's okay. That's what's been going on a long time. Hey, you know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, yo, wait. Anyway, everybody likes to shake hands. Has your word golden now? Are you just using your fingers because you're happy to see me? Yeah? Yeah? Nanu, nanu. Cut. On the fence, not to offend, but cut. So, on a joking note, right? It's just like umbilical cord. All love. I'm teasing. And let me say, too, okay? The Titans and those big old ogre gods, sometimes you got to get kind of nasty and not necessarily really physically wrestle with them. Sometimes, because they can, if they, but try not to do that. Like, yeah, try to not. This is again spiritual and psychological warfare, right? So we want to be playful, have a sense of humor, right? Good humor bars. Everybody loves ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. um, mm, and again, allow that time and space to, because it's like we can get really upset in those moments when, right, communication is off or somebody said something that makes us upset or we feel a certain way and somebody's not understanding. Don't they understand how we feel right now, right? So, and vice versa, seesaw, right? Like a seesaw. So just have patience with yourself, have patience with others. I know it's hard. Like I was saying, I had a little incident, not incident, but like, right, just where my buddy, his emotions got a little, which is what his right, I'll say weakness. Hugest heart in the world, but then can get super bitter waters. Beware of wormwood. So then when people think that they've bought you or have control of you, just like a boss, right, at a job, boss hog, all of a sudden it's like, hey, can you stay a little extra? Well, no, you can't take a day off. Or wait a minute, you owe me. Da da da. It's like, whoa. Or we have to walk on tippy toe. It's like, excuse you. right? If we're not going to come from a respectful place for one another, then I'm going to walk away and I love you and I'll talk to you later. I'm not putting up with that, right? So, and then as I start to walk, it's like, again, they're really just upset. So I wasn't going to leave them there. I started to walk and not all even mean. And then I come back and, it's like, you're not bad. Here, look. It's like, right, we're just trying to balance out these waves. And when we feel that we did something nice for somebody else, because he was talking about somebody else, right, that owes him, he gave something to somebody and more than one. So now he's right. And now it's like, I hope they're going to bring me back what I gave them. Right. Hold on a second. I said, and I used an example as being a woman. It's like I've been a bartender, a waitress, etc., and just all right, a woman and a mom and a friend and human and great, etc. But I have a hard time, and I always have, right, going to a bar or going out and having a guy be, can I buy you a drink? I was like, no, thank you. And I've been lucky I always worked at them, but for the most part, I don't accept a drink or if a guy wants to buy me dinner. If you take now you owe, right? Then we become a hoe. First job, prostitution. So if we take something we don't need unnecessarily, this is why the US is in such debt. Because an idea, goes up, but to keep it tangible, I have my feet on the ground and there's waves and I acknowledge the waves. But I'm more right. I don't want to lose either of my pentacles. See a penny, pick it up all day long. You'll have good luck. Penny used to be made of copper, also conduct electricity, right, through the electrical current of the saltwater body. Come up through our heads. So again, it can get rocky. And it's principalities, not people. So a lot of time when somebody's like, da, 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 and they start making threats and they start giving ultimatums, it's just their feelings are hurt. So is it okay for them to yell at me that way? No. I've learned through AA and through other lots of tools, etc. I have a good amount of tools in my toolbox, and I still don't mean I am nowhere near perfect because that shit gets me real upset. And I don't like when people talk to me like that or scare me or threaten me or talk down to me or yell at me when I'm doing nice things for them. Right? It's like, why? How are you going to, right, electrocute, talk to me that way? You're speaking awful words, right, over my living body of water. So it's altered. That doesn't feel good. Right? So sometimes truth doesn't feel good, but we have to acknowledge the truth and we don't have to force people to see the truth. But if somebody's trying to feed me bullshit, I don't have to eat that poison. I don't have to take that pill. I don't have to take that vaccine. I don't have to have a needle in me or somebody else to tell me something when they haven't gone through their checks and balances to give me a valid awareness because they have, right, higher Christ conscious awareness and they're allowing that to be balanced with their human self and the elements that make up Gaia and the earth and etc. Pardon me one sec, my daughter's calling. Hi, cutie. I'm on a live video, but I didn't want to ignore you. Okay, come. I'm just finishing up. All right, coolio. Love you. Okay. Be safe. Oh, sorry about that. My daughter. So balancing, right? Gotta just sometimes all this can again be that's a lot what I just said. A lot of what I'm saying is a lot. That's why it's like you could take me in increments And you can take me or leave me. I'm not going to be for everybody. That's totally okay. That's why we have lots of brothers and sisters and other awesome teachers and familia and animals and books and the internet and all these other amazing things that we've all made and invented and right discovered together or apart, right? So it's like the options are endless. If you start to have more of that kind of thinking, that's half the battle. I don't have to just take that, right? I can breathe. I don't have to even say anything to some, right? To Mr. Icky or Mrs. Icky or whoever's being a witch bitch or doing shit, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to acknowledge that and just ask for clarity to be brought. I don't have to lash back. I don't have to make a comment that's really nasty. It's just like, okay, I'll be back. Or I'll see you later when you're a little more calm because I'm not being spoken to, right? Making a safe boundary for self with love, which is very challenging. I mean, it's always with love, but to do it without like, right, casting and causing harm. Whoo, right? Will we being tested beyond tested? Yeah. But it's okay. It's okay to get upset. You know, again, he got upset. And then after we had our conversation, it's like I said to him about like taking a drink. I said, I said, that's why I don't take drink. I said, I understand you have a reason, valid reason to feel what you're feeling. However, right, not a valid reason to take it out on me, but a valid reason to feel what you're feeling. However, if when you, right, if you cut off your arm and give away, and I know about that, right? Then you have nothing left for yourself. Or it's like, yeah, if somebody I know needed money and I had all this money and it's like, okay, you don't have that. And especially if they have, say, a drug addiction or they're going through struggles, there's a reason that they don't have that. So they may not necessarily be able to pay me back in money. Okay. So when people just expect to get back what they've given, that's like the old, like give and then take. Give and then take. So then that's not, again, this is why the debt system is what it is, US debt. It's not backed by anything because you can't give and then expect to get back what you gave and then plus more. Then you're leaving, what is that? See, that math is wrong. It's not even, that's so illogical. How does that make any sense? It doesn't. That's why it just makes dollar bill, y'all, and blood money. Kill Bill. I don't know what the universal new income will be. It'll be right. I guess whatever we're all somebody knows better. But it's like, but as we're all balancing, it's like, right, again, we all have great gifts waiting for us. We all have to come from the place of love and try to do our best to be there for one another and come from an understanding place, understanding, while also creating healthy, safe boundaries. 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 31 seconds as I said that. 1-3-1-1-3-3-1. One time on the clock. Okay, so I'm going to finish reading about Breakthrough Transformation Day. Back to the runes, and then I'm going to depart. So I'm going to start over so you have a full comprehension. So I'm not all choppy in the waves. It's only a little paragraph. Okay, so here is the final rune belonging to the cycle of initiation. Congratulations. Drawing dagas often signals a major shift or breakthrough in the process of self-change, a complete transformation in attitude, a 180-degree turn. For some, the transition is so radical that they are no longer able to live the ordinary life in the ordinary way. I'm not going to get turned upside down. And it's okay. Just keep swimming. Just follow the current and breathe. because the timing is right. And please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do, and share. And thank you so much for being here. And if you would like a personal with me, you can email me at metaphysicalmamma@gmail.com, or you can text me. Please only text. Text only. Text only. Please. 203-424-4697. And you can just leave me your full name and your date of birth. And if you have the time you were born and the place, I can pull up your natal chart and do a little etymology on your name, and just so I can have a little basis. And if you can just leave a little description of, where you're at or what you would like, just brief, and then I'll get back to you and we can set something up, through text. And please leave your phone number as well if it's different than what you're texting me from, that you'd like me to call you. You could specify that and I can absolutely call you back. I just don't want to have my phone ringing like that. So, all right. And I'm going to only go by the guidance I get. So we'll go from there. Yeah. Woo woo. And I can get into your cosmic DNA and like your star systems and planets, like, right, the elements that are in your cup, different vibrations, right? So just, it's lots of, it's kind of hard to explain. Look up the terms what metaphysical mean if you have any questions, because as you see my video, it's like I bounce around quite a bit, but it all comes together in the end, right? Look at the bigger picture. So it's it's a canvas that we're all splattering all over. So, right, cleaning up in between and making it more clear. It's important to take the time to do, right? Put the time and energy in, and faith without works is dead, and work without faith is dead. So, all right, let's keep on with the reading. I did it again. Pardonnez-moi. Because the timing is right, the outcome is assured, although not from the present vantage point, right? It could look like it's like OMG right now. We're standing, living on the edge. There's so many things up in the air, So that feeling is what's going around. Not from the present vantage point, predictable. In each life, there comes at least one moment which is recognized and seized, transforms the course of that life forever. Rely, therefore, on radical trust, even though the moment may call for you to leap empty-handed into the void. With this rune, your warrior nature reveals itself. Warriors, come out and play, yay! If Dagas is followed by the blank rune, the magnitude of the transformation might be so great as to portend a death, the successful conclusion to your passage. Now, don't let that freak you out. And let's pull one and see. It said if it comes after. Yeah. A major period of achievement and prosperity is often introduced by this rune. The darkness, we got the arrow, all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm a rising Sag. My mommy's a physical born Sag. They full of magic. That's like Aurora from the other side. A major period of achievement and prosperity is often introduced by this rune. Darkness is behind you. Daylight has come. So that just means you can see both sides, right? Not you're picking, oh, I'm late. Oh, I'm not the, right? It's acknowledging the other polarity and being able to be the middle pillar in the middle, the balance in between. Nevertheless, you are reminded not to collapse yourself into thoughts for the future or behave recklessly in your new situation. So that looks like gifts are coming. Oh, for whom the bell tolled. Ding, ding, ding. Considerable hard work can be involved in a time of transformation. undertake to do it joyfully. That's so good, because right now, financially, we're screwed. I'll just put it out there. And I think a lot of people are, right? Because that's what's happening right now. It's like, getting sucked through the toilet swamp of the financial system and more, all of them. And so, like, right, it can be very challenging and very scary, right? And when you're trying to help, right, to other people, we're all helping support one another in different ways, right? One of us may be more spiritually and energetically and nurturing and physically, and the other has, right, the material, the money, but they don't have the ability to, right, do the other things. So we have to work together in a balancing system, right? So communication, and when fear rises and thoughts and, oh, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, or right, and then other people might be upset with us, or right, and asking when we're gonna have their money, or what we're gonna do, right? Which that's not the great case right now. But again, so it depends on. I'm just giving an example, right, where fear can become very scary. So taking a challenge and turning it into something fun, like Mary Poppins, right? Like tidy up the nursery. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So turning something into a game, and although it's challenging, right? We can do it. That's why too. See, I wrote at the bottom also, like, you and we got this. That's what's up. That's what's up. Mm-hmm. That's what's up. We got this. Right? We just make it a game. So we know how to do that. We're mamas. Right? I had to show my face for one hot second. Please don't mind. I came from the gym. I am not. It's like, no, but I had to go on before I got in the shower. Otherwise I wouldn't have done it. Okay, so and yeah, this means warrior. Warriors, come out and play. Which we just read in the other. So I will finish with this. Tiwaz, 15, the warrior. 2, the sky god. This is the rune of the spiritual warrior. Always the battle of the spiritual warrior is with the self. So true. We always beat ourselves up the best. Way better than anybody else can. That's why it's like, put the bat down. Breathe. Both ways. Breathe out all that stress. Breathe in clarity. Breathe out the attitude. We don't need that. Let go of what no longer serves you. Turn it into free energy. Neutrality. Breathe in gratitude. Breathe out love. That's it. 1, 2, 3. And do it again as many times as necessary. And play with your breath. Breathe in different manners. See how the energy gets shifted. Keep clearing your mind. Ask for clarity. Ask for help. Okay. Funding a will through action, yet unattached to outcomes, remaining mindful that all you can really do is stay out of your own way and let the will of heaven flow through you. Whoop, whoop. I just got to do one more little bell on ticker. That's so good. Let it flow. Let it go. These are among the hallmarks of the spiritual warrior. Embodied in this rune is the energy of discrimination, the sword-like quality that enables you to cut away the old, right? Before I did the cut, the dead, the extraneous, and yet with the warrior rune comes certain knowledge that the universe always has the first move. Right? That's the first step. We admit that there is a power, we are powerless, and that there is a power greater than ourselves. I admit I am powerless and that there is a power greater than myself. And God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay. And yet with the warrior rune comes certain knowledge that the universe always has the first move. Patience is the virtue of this rune, and it recalls the words of Saint Augustine that the reward of patience is patience. Here you are asked to look within, to delve down to the foundations of life itself. Only in so doing, that's like getting into your roots. Only in so doing can you hope to meet the deepest needs of your nature and tap into your most profound resources. Don't let anybody ever tell you you're not worth nothing or make you think you have to go running around like a chicken with its head cut off, quack, 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 gobble, gobble, in order to chase the fish that they're dangling at the end of that fucking pole. That's 111 as I'm saying it right now. 1111111. The molding of character is at issue when you draw tiwas. And again, balancing, because it's like, we're not gonna take it, but practice forgiveness and take no shit with love. Icky, icky, icky. Ooh, ooh. Associated with this rune are the sun, masculine energy, the active principle. And see, that's what we're talking about, the ego and the yellow and the sun. There's 3 suns, right? Holy, holy, holy. And don't forget about the black hole sun, really 4. I go back into 64, we were talking about before. All right. Here you are asked to look within. Oh, we said that. Sorry. Blah, blah. Associated with this rune are the sun, masculine energy, and the active principle. The urge for conquest is powerful here. A lot of Mars energy. Racing. Go. Got to get from here to there now. Especially self-conquest. And the hero's journey is a little different, right, than pilgrimage or exile or so, right? There's differences, different, everybody is getting to the same place, but all have different ways of getting where we're all going. So non-judging is super important, which can be tricky. So it's like if we do, but then try to look for grander understanding, look deeper, so you have more knowledge on something that's like that maybe you're having good feelings about or judging. And I have that too, obviously. Like so then it's like, all right, I got to look at that. Am I just feeling insecure about something, or have I created a boundary and somebody decided to disrespect the boundary I said I don't feel comfortable with something, but they decided to cross that and then act a fool, right? Or play willful ignorant, or like act like a deer in headlights, like, huh? Well, oh, right. It's like, well, I'm not judging. I asked, right? That's different. That's just being disrespectful. And then they try to say that we're judging. So careful with that stuff. Just kind of, it's like, and then just walk away. Just do something like, because that's the only way that you get away from that. Otherwise, you give them energy. That's when those energy vampires, they don't care if it's negative or positive. If you start yelling back and trying to make your point, you're feeding them. Don't feed them. All right. The urge for conquest is powerful here, especially self-conquest, which is a lifelong pursuit and calls for awareness, single-mindedness, and the willingness to undergo your passage with compassion and in total trust, right? Like the freedom fall. Woo. So that too, it's like with love, but you detach or don't, it's like, again, having a screaming kid or somebody having a temper tantrum. We don't want to keep feeding the wolf that's negative just because it's barking. It's like, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's like, well, I love you. Maybe it just needs a pet or a hug. Don't keep feeding it because you're scared that it's barking. Maybe little by little, it just needs to be told, right? It's okay. Can't go up and hug it, but just, it's okay. Let it be reassure, right? That upset energy, that it's going to be okay. This too shall pass. When this rune comes in response to a relationship issue, it indicates that the relationship is both timely and providential. The bond is a real one. There is work for you to do together. Absolutely. See, this is soul work, and it can be very hard and trying. Physical family, soul family, spirit, etheric, astral. It's like there's so many different realms and dimensions. So, right, don't like get all caught up in race and fighting and war. You don't even know what race you are. Trust me. I don't care if you got an ancestry DNA test or not either. Okay. And some of those, like, great, they're going to show you probably that you're opposite of what you are, and that's great. But there's always more, there's a lot more to it, right? Yeah, it's like there's so much more. So we're very amazing, in depth, right? Simply difficult, very unique beings. Hmm? And there's no other like you. Let me tell you that. You are very unique and very special and amazing. And don't ever let anyone make you feel any different than that, ever. And anyone that does, it's like, right? I just don't feel like eating that at the buffet. That's all. All right. If the issue concerns devotion to a cause, an idea, or a path of conduct, the warrior rune counsels perseverance. Although at times the kind of perseverance called for is patience. Mhm. A rune of courage and dedication. In ancient times, Tiwaz was the glyph that warriors painted on their shields before battle. Now, the same symbol strengthens our resolve to align the self with the self. Bam. And on that note, I'm so grateful for your presence, your existence, your being here with me. If you stuck it out this long, or especially if you're a repeat, if you've come back more than once, I'm super grateful. And y'all come back now, here. And I'll probably pop on later and do another reading, maybe if I have time and I'm guided to. And otherwise, next time I'm on, I am. Have a lovely present moment in time, and please hit the bell and like and subscribe so you get notified. And yeah, peace out. Mwah. One love.